Hi friends, I just wanted to put together a brief video for you all outlining a couple of my preferences as a woodworker, specifically discussing black walnut, my favorite wood, the Mercedes of woods for furniture, specifically compared to red oak. We're going to take a look at a few samples that I got here also of curly maple as well as cherry. And these two, cherry and the maple, are typically known as closed grain woods. They do have the pores. They'll absorb and take stain nicely and paint nicely. But that's to be compared to the open grain types, black walnut and oak, white or red oak. The sample here of oak we have is a bit more of a pink tone, so we know that specifically is a red oak. White oak's usually a little lighter in color, doesn't have that pink hue also. But come on in close with me. We're going to take a look and discuss some of the positives and negatives of each of these, specifically with the open grain woods. So here on the left, we've got the American walnut, also known as the black walnut. And we've got the red oak. We've got the cherry. Seen some sapwood on most of these, as well as the hardwood. And then the pretty little sample of curly maple, and there's some sapwood and the hardwood there also. Now take a look at the sapwood there with the hardwood of the walnut. Very lovely. You can't get a transition with many other woods to look like what you find with the black walnut, and that's why I like it so much, especially when it's highly figured and organic. Let's take a look up close. The grains here of there's the black walnut. See, a lot of stain or a lot of paint could get into there and you'd have that open grain texture. Let's take a look at the oak. Very similar. These are all planed and sanded down to 220 grit. A lot of pores there, open, larger pores. Now they're all hardwoods. Here's the cherry and here's the maple, all hardwoods, but here with the finer grain, you're gonna see the pores not nearly as pronounced. Get nice and close here. So the cherry, sanded down to 220. It's a bit hard to even see some of these pores here. Maple. Get it nice and close to see there. So this is the sapwood there. Let's transition over and we'll see some of the darker hardwood. There we go. Let's look at the cherry again here. Get it all nice and close to see. Hard to see those pores there. There's the sap of the hardwood. The sapwood is the growing wood, the outer part of the tree. The hardwood is the older, structurally strong and supported part of the tree. Now walnuts, known for its rich, dark color. It's just beautiful to me. Heartwood and the sapwood portions, you are easily able to find those. Usually the darker wood is what's sought after. It's an open grain. It's 1010 or so on the Janka hardness scale. Weighing a little less if you build a piece of furniture out of it than with the oak. It's a little more susceptible to dents, the walnut though, and a bit more expensive. Here in upstate New York, you see about double the cost of red oak per board foot. So you got a heavy hardwood here with the oak, the red oak, but it's got nice high contrast grain when it's stained, you can tell there. And even when you paint it, it'll still show the texture very nicely. Both these open grain would do that. 1,290 or so on the Janka hardness scale. So this is much more of affordable wood, but not nearly as luxurious for the high-end furniture as you get with a walnut. Cherry is definitely made for luxurious furniture also. A little higher price for the cherry. Closed green, of course, and about 950 on a Janka scale. This is also an American cherry, of course, just to be specific here. Got a nice reddish brown color, a little lighter with the sapwood. This will darken over time. It's got a very fine grain, just like the curly maple here. 1,450 for the Janka hardness scale. A bunch of different types of maple, but with the curly, look at the waviness that you see. Totally flat piece of wood, but does not look rippled like water. You get a light and creamy color, very, very fine grain, luxurious, especially when you get the curly or the quilted look. So this is definitely the hardest of these 4 hardwoods, and it's the most durable because of that too. But it's a little bit challenging to stain it, just because it's such a dense wood. Well, I hope some of you all found this video informative and helpful on your projects. Don't forget to hit like there on the video and subscribe for some more content similar to this. Happy building.